A to the K.
A to the K.
A to the K.
We are officially on the road to the Royal Rumble. The first edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix is in the bag. And are we any clearer on the road to the Royal Rumble? I'm not quite sure that we are. But in this episode, I'm going to look at what the match card may look like for the February edition of the Royal Rumble. Feels weird, the Rumble being in February, I'm not going to lie. But let's dive into it, shall we, with the first match, which has already been confirmed. We do have title versus title. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. This one is going to be pretty epic, let's be honest. It's a ladder match, so both titles will be hung above the ring. I love this Winged Eagle belt. I love the fact that they've brought it back. Is it going to stay? I am doubtful, but look, I don't think Cody Rhodes is at any risk at all of kind of losing the belt this close to WrestleMania. I know Kevin Owens in this situation a couple of years ago where he ended up losing it to... Did he lose it? Was it Goldberg? I feel like it was Goldberg. It was probably Goldberg. I don't think we're going to see the same kind of fate here for Cody Rhodes. I do kind of predict he will retain here. But as we'll come into, it's a very interesting where we go now for WrestleMania with this, especially after The Rock seemingly burying the hatchet with Cody. Is it a work? Didn't seem like it. I think a lot of people think Rock is basically got other commitments at the time of Mania, and he's going to be stuck doing reshoots for Moana 2, which if that is the case, then who will Cody's opponent be? Will it be decided at the Rumble? Will it be decided at Elimination Chamber? Not sure, but what we can tell you, pretty certain, is that Cody will be coming out of this one as and still. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. I can't see them bringing back the Winged Eagle belt permanently, so I kind of feel like this was a way to just get it back on TV a little bit because Cody wanted a picture with it, maybe. But yeah, Cody Rhodes definitely going to pick up the win here and, retain. What is it? He's still going to be the champ. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that's the only match we've got announced so far for the Royal Rumble in February. But we also know there's going to be some Royal Rumble matches. So kicking off with the men's Royal Rumble match, I feel like there's two potential clear winners here. So far, I think declared for the Rumble, we've got LA Knight was the first to do it. We've got Cena did it. And then in the post-show, both CM Punk and Jey Uso had officially declared for the Rumble. So that's 4 of the 30 men that we know so far. So look, is Roman going to be in it? I'm not too sure. I doubt The Rock's going to be. I imagine the majority of kind of everyone you would expect would be in there. Maybe a couple of surprises. No one kind of springs to mind in terms of, this person's definitely going to show up at the Rumble. I do think we'll get a couple of NXT guys potentially making a bit of a appearance in there. I love the legends. I always say this every Royal Rumble. I think it was 2002, was it? We had Mr. Perfect come back, for example. We had just a star-studded list of legends who kind of make those appearances. So I would love to see something like that. But for me, I think the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble in 2025 is going to come down to two people potentially. So you've got the whole John Cena arc. He's very much come back and declared he wants that 17th World Championship. He wants to break Ric Flair's record. So, that is a possibility. But you've also got the CM Punk side of the coin. So CM Punk obviously beat Seth Rollins on the Netflix premiere. I guess his attention's going to turn towards Gunther. I think a lot of people thought we might see Punk versus Gunther take place at this event and that Punk would enter WrestleMania as the champ. So a lot of people think it's an inevitability that CM Punk is going to dethrone Gunther, but he's declared for the Rumble, which means if he's going to get there, he's going to either have to win the Rumble or Elimination Chamber. And I think that could be the same for Cena as well. Personally, I don't think Cena's going to win this. I don't even think he's going to get the 17 titles, personally. What I do think that the play for Cena is going to be is that he wants to get the Grand Slam champ. So I think he's going to kind of fall at this hurdle. He might even fall at Elimination Chamber. So it's like, well, what are you going to do at WrestleMania? Maybe he'll go after the Intercontinental title or the US. He's been the US champion, so he has to go the Intercontinental title to kind of finally get that Grand Slam that he's not being able to get so far. So he deserves to be a Grand Slam champion. I think that will be the play that he goes with. So for me, if I had to put my money on it, I think Punk is going to be the winner here. He's runner-up a year ago. Was it a year ago? Was he injured last year? I can't even remember. Did Drew injure him last year? Who knows? What is time? But yeah, he was runner-up in the Rumble. He's not won it. So I think, yeah, CM Punk is going to win the Rumble. And I think he will tease something with Cody, but ultimately will go on to choose Gunther as the person that he is going to pick for WrestleMania. And I think, yeah, maybe he will dethrone Gunther. I suppose it's not the worst person in the world to beat Gunther for it, but I mean, I don't know what's happened with Gunther's title reign. He's just kind of, he's not featured enough. Like, he wasn't even on the Raw Netflix premiere, was he? So it's a strange one. But yeah, I do think Punk is going to end up becoming champ. He's going to get his Mania main event, and he's going to get his Rumble win. And I think that was probably agreed when they agreed to bring him back until he got injured. So yeah, CM Punk likely to be the winner at this stage, but things do change, so we'll see. We are, of course, also going to get the Women's Royal Rumble. And again, I'm struggling with this one. I think now that Rhea Ripley's captured the Women's World title off Liv Morgan, that was where I thought we could potentially have gone. So that's not going to happen anymore. I think Tiffany just cashing in on Nia. Again, that was another potential place, like, way we could have gone with it. So I don't see, maybe other than Bianca Belair, which I feel like there's going to be something brewing there with her and Jade Cargill. Maybe, Jade costs her, or she finds out that Bianca was behind the attack, or not too sure how it's going to go. But for me, I think the winner of this one's probably going to be a return. And the two prime candidates for me are either Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair. Now, both of them, by all accounts, Charlotte more than Becky potentially are kind of chomping at the bit, ready to come back. And we've been told that they're factored into plans. They know what they're doing. They know when they're going to bring them back. They're not just going to bring everyone back all at once, kind of thing. So we might only get one of these, and maybe it's only Charlotte. But the legacy that Charlotte's had, I think her coming back, winning and challenging Rhea Ripley could be a fantastic story. Even Tiffany Stratton, I think. I'm a big fan of mirror matchups. We've seen Charlotte and Rhea before. We've not seen Tiffany and Charlotte. But it'd be interesting who plays the babyface in this, because the fans are pretty over on Tiffy at the minute. So will it kind of stab her in the back, Charlotte, if she tries to play the babyface? I'm not too sure. But yeah, Becky doesn't seem like she's in a rush to come back. We found out she just did a little cameo in Happy Gilmore 2. And, she seems to be posting, little things when people are expected to come back, saying, that she's having a good time. So I don't know. I do think that we will potentially see them both back, though, very, very soon. But yeah, I think it's going to be one of them two. We could get an absolute swerve, a big surprise. Maybe AJ Lee makes her longer-awaited return. Maybe she picks up the win here. But I don't want to kind of... Maybe it's just the state of play of the women's division at the moment. Like, it's stacked, don't get me wrong, but there's no one who I see which they're kind of just chomping at the bit to get to that main event level. There's no one who's like, especially now that they've brought in the women's IC and the women's US titles, I'm just not too sure kind of who's ready for that step up at the minute. So yeah, for me, they're going to kind of go with a big return and a big kind of shock winner. And I think if I was a betting man, I think my money here would probably be on Charlotte Flair. But the man could be back in town, and she could also pick up the win here. But yeah, this is the trickiest one of all, actually. I'm really unsure. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Do let us know who you think is going to win the women's one. I mentioned Tiffany. So obviously she has just stabbed Nia Jax in the back and has got the WWE Women's Championship. So yeah, whether we can drag this out for another month or 3 weeks or however long it is remains to be seen. But yeah, I feel like there's got to be some sort of revenge arc here for Nia to kind of try and get a revenge on Tiffy for stabbing her in the back. So yeah, it's a tough one, the Rumble, because you get the majority of your, the title challenges and stuff actually competing in the Rumble. So it's usually just, because the matches are so long anyway, usually like an hour each, I think it'll be at most a 5-match card. Triple H loves a 5-match card. Could even be 4 with this one. But I do expect us to see, with Cody defending his title, I do expect us to see, a top tier women's, so either Rhea Ripley defending or Tiffany Stratton defending here. And yeah, Tiffany's not going to lose it, is she? She's just won it. So, yeah, it's one of those that you kind of have to have the match. But I think it's a foregone conclusion who wins. And I think it's Tiffy time, potentially going up against Charlotte Flair is the build for WrestleMania. And lastly, a match which we may see, Gunther and Goldberg. So, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the go-home show to either Raw or SmackDown before the Rumble takes place in Atlanta, Georgia. Goldberg is from Atlanta. He's teased something with Gunther before. I do think this is where we get the big challenge for Gunther. And please, oh please, do not do a repeat of what happened to Kevin Owens. Surely this is Goldberg's retirement match and Gunther has to get the win here. And you know what? I wouldn't be against it. Obviously, if Anthony was here on the show, he would be fuming because he absolutely despises Goldberg. But look, he's a name. People love him. People, for whatever reason, they just can't get enough of Bill Goldberg. And I think I just every time I have to call him Bill Goldberg, just like Bret the Hitman Hart. But yeah, I do think this would be a marquee match at the Rumble. And again, though, I do think it's going to be one that Gunther has to win. It seems like we are definitely getting Punk versus Gunther at WrestleMania. I imagine that's the trajectory we're going with it now, unless, I don't know, I kind of hope Drew doesn't get involved again. This whole WrestleMania card has kind of gone completely crazy now after this Raw on Netflix because The Rock seemingly isn't going to be there. So what you do with Roman, in my mind, you do Roman and Punk. I can't see it this soon or why it would make sense right now, especially, they had the whole thing as War Games where he was like, oh, don't go, but there's no real beef there. So that doesn't really make that much sense. I personally want to see Roman and Drew at WrestleMania. If The Rock can't be there, that's the match I would make. Maybe you get Cena winning the Chamber if he doesn't win the Rumble, and that's how he goes up against Cody. Again, I don't think he beats Cody, but then, how will the fans react to that? I'm not too sure. But yeah, then Gunther, I guess, is the big name left for him would then be CM Punk. But again, I don't know where this leaves Seth Rollins. I don't know. It's exciting though, because it's good that you don't know where, what's going to happen. And as much as I would have loved to have Rock and Roman, potentially Cody and Punk, or, some of these big marquee matches lined up there, I do think that, yeah, this will probably make the most sense. Gunther and Goldberg, big marquee match for the Rumble. Gunther gets the win. And then, yeah, we have Punk trying to decide who he's going to pick. Is he going to pick Cody or Gunther? And I do think he will go for Gunther. So, yeah, 5-match card. They are my predictions for the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. Yeah, what do you think? What are your thoughts? What do you want the WrestleMania build to look like? Who do you want to win the Rumble and go on to challenge? And will they challenge Cody? Will they challenge Gunther? And what about the women's side of things? We've just got 2 brand new champions. Who makes sense in your mind to actually pick up the win? And also, what other matches do you think we're going to see? Will it be a 4-match card? Will it be a 5-match card? Who knows? Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. Do the usual, like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.